Here's a collection of actual crimes committed by really dumb criminals. Just sit back and enjoy the insanity as we present. Stupid crime stories you just won't believe. In 2009, 3 young men were arrested in Portland, Oregon after robbing a 17-year-old teen who was getting off a bus. When the case went to trial in 2010, one of the robbers, 24-year-old James Tyndall, got a plea deal. He could avoid a 6-year sentence by agreeing to drug treatment and 5 years of probation. But if he failed to complete the treatment, he would receive some prison time. That's a pretty good deal, but could he do it? Well, Tyndall did manage to complete a few months. However, he eventually started missing treatments and court appointments. He also failed to regularly check in with his probation officer. These were the conditions he had accepted to avoid a lengthy prison sentence. The judge then issued multiple failure to appear warrants for his arrest. But this just made Tyndall even more cocky. He actually left the state and took to social media to boast about his freedom. He literally taunted police with the message, "Fresh out of another state. Catch me if you can." He even posted messages on the Facebook pages of his probation officer and the judge who sentenced him. In his posts, he bragged about being the one who got away. But to his surprise, police were eventually able to locate and arrest Tyndall in 2012. And according to the deputy district attorney, it wasn't due to any sophisticated detective work. Rather, it was through his Facebook posts. That's because Tyndall posted a message to Facebook telling his friends, "I'm in Alabama." He also uploaded a picture of his pregnant girlfriend and a sonogram photo of their unborn son. That image even included the name of the Alabama County General Hospital where the photo was taken. Of course, he didn't realize that his probation officer was reading his messages and had compiled all of Tyndall's posts. He then asked prosecutors to issue a nationwide arrest warrant. After Tyndall was arrested and returned to Oregon, the judge had this to say: "You turned in some good periods of performance. And then, for whatever reason, you decided that you had had enough, and you just took off, and you never looked back. That's just unacceptable behavior." A tearful Tyndall admitted that he had messed up and pleaded for leniency. Obviously, if you're going to talk trash to law enforcement on Facebook, the last thing you should ever expect is leniency when they catch you. So it's no surprise that the judge had this to say: "Sir, you could have stayed here and done treatment. You decided to run away. So how could you now be asking for me to give you another chance to avoid prison?" The judge added that Tyndall had to be accountable for his choices and actions. He then ordered him to pay the state back the $2,600 it cost them to fly him back to Oregon. In addition to the fine, he was sent to prison for 2.5 years. It should be no surprise that many of our stories feature dumb crooks attempting to rob a bank. While it's true that these crimes have been taking place for many years, it's not as easy as Hollywood would have you believe. These days banks have far more advanced security. Yet, we continue to hear of these ridiculous attempts to obtain some easy cash. For example, in 2010, a Pittsburgh man decided to rob a bank. And like any bank robber, he knew he needed a good disguise. After all, you don't want police to be able to easily identify you. So he came up with what he thought was a clever idea. He would dress up as a woman and try to fool the surveillance cameras. Sounds pretty clever so far. First, he went to a toy store and stole a fake gun. Next, he put on a blonde wig and a pair of fake breasts under a sweater. As a final touch, he wore a pair of clown pants. No kidding. He actually wore clown pants to rob a bank. And here is how he looked when he walked in. Well, what do you think? Never mind the fact that he is not wearing a mask and you can clearly see his mustache and goatee. He was still confident that no one would notice. Once he approached the window, the teller complied with his demands and he fled the bank with an undisclosed amount of cash. He just had to escape without drawing any attention to himself. So he ran to a nearby gas station and attempted to steal a car from a woman. However, she managed to run away with her keys. When the gas station attendant reported the incident, police realized that the description of the suspect matched the bank robber. When officers arrived at the gas station, there was no question he was the bank robber. First of all, he was dressed the same. Secondly, he was sitting in the car covered in red paint from a dye pack exploding in his face. The police chief made the following comment. "He would get my nomination for dumbest criminal, I think. I mean, with the wig on, you still have his black facial hair with a blondish wig." 48-year-old Dennis Hawkins was arrested for bank robbery. He was being held on $230,000 bail. In 2016, police in Stuart, Florida responded to a call involving an assault and battery at a home. When they arrived, the suspect had fled the scene. However, the victim was able to give police his identity. The sheriff's department then issued an arrest warrant for 42-year-old Mac Yearwood. As they began to research Yearwood, they discovered that he also had 2 outstanding warrants in Florida. His picture was then added to their Wanted of the Week poster. Police also performed their usual social media search to see if Yearwood had an account online. What they discovered was quite a surprise. Not only was Yearwood on Facebook, but just look at the picture he uploaded. It's the same image the police used for their Wanted of the Week poster. So this guy who is supposed to be hiding from police, uploads his wanted poster to his own Facebook page. In response, Stewart County Police posted the following comment. "Facebook is a great place to communicate and connect with old friends and family. If you were wanted by the police, it's probably not a good idea to use the Wanted of the Week poster of yourself as your profile pic. Of course, when you do something this foolish, you leave yourself open to ridicule. And as you can clearly see, there are plenty of people waiting to jump in. Seriously, if you're going to put yourself out there, you might as well be ready for whatever comes." Perhaps Yearwood thought it would be funny. But he wasn't laughing after police tracked him to his brother's house. When they found him, he was sleeping. All they had to do was wake him up and take him in. Okay, now that he is under arrest, what else could possibly go wrong? Well, when it comes to dumb criminals, nothing should surprise us. According to police, as Yearwood got up, he asked an officer to hand him his pants. But when he started to put them on, a bag of weed fell out. Right in front of the arresting officers. This resulted in cannabis possession charges being added as well. Some people never learn. Be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. Our weekly videos will feature such topics as stupid crime stories, classic TV, and the real stories behind popular songs from the past and present. There will be even more categories as we continue to grow.